what's up? Welcome back to another episode of Visual Effects Artists React. We are here with the one and only Master Illusionist, Zach King. Thanks for joining us.
Wow, if that wasn't a hard intro, I don't know what was. I almost feel like in that intro, the camera needs to be shaking.
All right, class, today we're learning about black holes. Now, the thing about...
And the production quality of your shoots.
All right, break it down, guys.
Ren, you want to guess first, since I guessed first last time?
Okay, there's a real hole in the chalkboard and the thing you pull down, so that's all just tracked in. The shadow of you on that white screen is actually really nice. Unless there's no wall at all.
That's what I was going to say. I think the chalkboard and the projector and all that stuff just isn't there, or there's little bits of structure for you to hold on to, but everything from you pulling it down, there's got to be a spot for the wires above you, so that means all the wall above you can't be there. And that just leads me to think that the chalkboard and the projector and all that stuff is completely fake.
There would have to be some sort of rigging that goes linearly, and a wall would be in the way of that, even if there's a hole in the wall.
Okay!
So there's probably like a bottom part of it, like the wall, there's some sort of wall that comes up to a point.
Yeah, I think all there was that whole projector unit was missing. So like from that point, it was cut out, and then we had the ceiling so that the wires, could go through. Weirdly, it doesn't look like a complicated stunt rig, but it is. Anytime you're not just going up and down, you're adding other points of connection to pull something, and just it changes the rigging and how many stunt people have to be there. But yeah, basically I get pulled by a team of stunt people backwards, and then we actually whip to a different classroom. Because then you also think about like that classroom height isn't very tall. So we actually shot that in the gym of the class and then ran next door and shot. But we wanted the connection there of the two people in the front.
Sure,
so you really feel like you are in the classroom in the beginning.
Yeah.
And I think you could see the height, the ceiling right there. So it's like not high enough to rig anything in the classroom, which is why we did that.
That's really clever. We both completely missed the fact that the classroom's a separate location. What's the scariest stunt you've had to do?
The scariest stunt was a stunt for a company called Credit Karma.
Starting vacation routine now. Have a great trip.
It's funny, like doing the stunts where it's like 100-foot falls or whatever is like, it's kind of scary, but it feels really controlled. When you have a great stunt team though, you're like not nervous. It's oftentimes just figuring out in the rehearsals, what you're doing.
You submerged an entire set into a pool.
One of like James Cameron's divers has their own pool that is like, I don't even know how deep, 20 something feet, where they do scuba practicing and certification and random shoots. In real life, it's huge. Like right now, it doesn't look massive, but that's to be able to sink that 12 by 12.
I was about to say, it looks kind of big. That's
huge.
a room.
It's huge.
That's a full-on room that has space around it in that pool.
Yeah, that was a fun shoot.
Water stuff is kind of scary.
Water stuff is tough. We thought we'd be able to shoot this all in one take, just like, let's drop down the set and it'll be practical, and maybe we'll do a slight speed ramp. What we didn't calculate in the engineering was the amount of air that bubbled up at the bottom of the set created pockets that it couldn't drop. Scuba divers had to go down and clear it between each take, which took 2 or 3 minutes to get it down, and that wouldn't work for even the speed ramp. You know how water kind of like just jiggles faster?
Yeah.
We ended up having to do a water sim to fill in that gap, but then breath hold for like the minute and a half as we waited for it to fill, and get to the proper, and then stop moving.
Yeah, so I noticed that the water going up was CG.
Okay, so yeah, there you are in the actual room.
It's obvious that they're added, but I love the little interactions our artists put in there with like the moment, which is real life when you start swimming towards the fish. They actually do that little like speed up, scared of human kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Ron. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Have you guys seen the Penn and Teller trick where they're doing all these tricks where everything's levitating and it goes on for a while?
Yeah, I love that.
Then it reveals that they're actually upside down the entire time. And the thing I love about that is I think they did makeup on them, because the thing is you always look red.
Yeah, your
and you
face
have
gets swollen.
that weird cheek going up to your face look.
These guys are an enigma to me. They're so dedicated to their craft. The stuff they do is not easy stuff.
No, this video has like a second watch. After you reveal at the end that they're upside down, then you go back and you're like, oh, that's funny. Like each trick has its own humor. I remember the first time I saw this though, and not knowing that they were upside down, and you're just like, how are they doing that one? How are they making that flow? What is going on? Let's go to, I want to have you guys see if you can guess a few more.
Every time we guess, our credibility is on the line.
Totally.
It helps when I just don't think about it that way, Nico.
Dude, head somewhere else.
Okay, that'll work.
Oh, man.
Found you guys.
Oh, heck yeah. Okay. So it's a set with a hole in the wall, but the interaction with yourself is tricky. Your hands, okay, so you reach out, you put your hand on something, and that you must have had something there that you removed. You had to film yourself a second time there. I also noticed that for your version that's in the mirror, Zach, for this part the camera's very nodal and it doesn't translate until you're behind the curtain, at which point then the camera can move around. And then after you go down, you just, poke yourself back into the other side of that. Very clever. I don't know what your technique was for touching your own shoulder and then having yourself touch your arm, but it seems like you're basically cutting things out and warping them as needed.
It's been so long on this one. I think we had like a C-stand rig or something from the ceiling that I grab onto, or green screen kind of thing we had measured the shoulder, what the arm length would be. But what I'm wondering is how we got the shadow reflection, Zach, go into the...
Yeah, you can see him through the curtain.
You can see him through the curtain, and I'm wondering if we must have had somebody there dressed similar go into it, because I don't think that's like tracked on.
Yeah, there's depth to it.
What's also funny, I remember now I see it too, we printed a mirror reflection of my shirt.
Oh.
Reverse, because
Very
right
cool.
there,
Yes.
practically you would see it.
That's pretty rad.
Honestly, like a detail no one notices, but it's really cool for us.
I mean, it sells it. I mean, it's the fact that you build sets for these things that like really takes them up to like the next level.
Yeah, this is the mirror one I was telling you about. So this is all practical.
All right, watch closely because this is pretty wild.
Whoa.
Really trippy.
Dude.
Heck yeah, that was awesome. I love it.
So it's a plan that, the one where everyone shows their pets, they're standing at the door and you throw the thing up and
Yes.
you hide. We want to do a version of that practically.
Did you have to build a set for that one as well?
Yes, because we had to get the duplicate couch. Nice. And he's sitting on it on the other side.
You guys must go through a lot of vinyl flooring.
If you look throughout the years, that's one thing you'll notice is like, that's a clue that it's a pre-built set, is if you see, like, there's only 4 or 5 different textures of vinyl flooring that we can get at Home Depot. Yeah. And so that's basically one of the main colors.
So this is a shot where there's not even any editing or visual effects or anything. It's just all in camera.
Yeah,
The take you get is
we
the
use the door line as the mirror. That's where
nice.
the lines are hidden.
But that means that mirror has to be exactly
Perfect.
in the middle of the room,
Yep.
so that the reflection is the same
Yeah.
distance as the distance to the wall.
And you have to use a special mirror that doesn't have that extra layer.
of glass.
yeah.
It's subtle, but there's a double reflection with
Right.
most mirrors.
Right.
Because you got the reflection off the glass and then the reflection off the metal underneath the glass. So
Yeah.
like you have to use a really, really,
We were
really
also using, I
thin
think it was just so hard to fix the lines, but the reason the pictures are where they are is because the top of those frames, you'll see, is right where the line was initially.
Did you really hold yourself to the standard, like, we are not going to use VFX for this?
Once we saw on camera, we're like, oh, guys, we don't need to. Like, our post pipeline could be 2-3 months for a video if it's complicated for the editing. But when we do that, it's like, hey, we can post this tomorrow. How fun is that? Like, we never get to do that.
That's
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
Your work has that dichotomy of how easy it looks versus how easy it actually is. Like, there's more contrast in your work than I think like anybody else on YouTube.
Can anyone explain to me, how does the mirror know that there's an egg behind the paper? I mean, does that make any sense? Or, oh, it's because there actually is an egg behind the paper.
What?
We probably did like 60 takes on this one, but both of our rings were magnets. So that they could clamp together. You actually kind of see it. Now when I'm looking back, like maybe we should have practiced just more naturally. And you see the detachment there a little bit.
Oh, no one's gonna notice that.
Hand gestures are so perfectly timed.
There's a string they sell at Walmart. I can't always find it there, but it's called Invisistring.
Huh.
But it goes a long way. You can shoot it and you'll never see it. See the Post-it notes on the right side?
Oh.
So we made a little grid of them that you just can't see.
Wow.
Oh wow, sure, okay.
Clever. You don't have to do the Post-it notes. You can still do this whole video, but you take the time to sell it. You take the time to get the Post-it notes on the mirror to like really sell the illusion.
Yeah, I think that's the extra 10% though. It's like, if I had my perfect world, mirrors are always a little bit dirty. Like
yeah.
smudge marks, that's I think the next level. Like, is there a saran wrap kind of trick you could do?
So that is actually something that you could do as a visual effect on this video right here, is basically track in mirror smudges.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be that hard to do. It's just a 3D track.
No, totally. That's a great place to actually aid it with VFX.
That being said, like this is a great example of it's completely unnecessary.
It's the part of you that no one can see. That's the part of you that no one can take away.
Okay, have you guys seen this?
What is this?
This is in the show Michel Gondry's Kidding. This has been around for 5-6 years. But what I was fascinated by, look at their dresses. So all of that's practical. That lady,
gliding,
she must be
the
like
inertia.
a statue, right? Like they made
So, okay, wow. So just real quick, go back there. We saw like the marshmallows or whatever it was floating in the air there.
Oh yeah.
Isn't it way more work to take
so
that
much
out?
So much more work to remove the poles than to just add in a bunch
And
of
weirdly,
CG marshmallows.
watch the final. Doesn't it actually look like to your eye they're CG?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because anything floating in the air, you're just be like, ah, it's CG.
There's so many things that are great about this, but then there's things like that. I'm like, maybe just save the artist some time.
Notice how they're putting the C-stands underneath like his arm so that his arm doesn't like sway.
Yeah.
That's actually a trick that we use whenever we're 3D scanning people.
Oh, the other weird thing, watch it again and I want to point out the camera person. Like you see crew getting a different angle. Why not get it at a different time? On the left, you can see a guy on the ladder and they paint him out right there.
Oh, whoa.
Like what coverage could he possibly be getting? Also, I would have just left him in there because he
Yeah,
looked like,
yeah.
you know,
he's perfectly still.
but I want to know that kind of thing. Like how much did that cost just to remove that guy? Like what did that mistake cost?
That's one of those moments where I think filmmakers or producers or whoever's making the decision get a little self-conscious, like, oh, I know that person shouldn't be there, so we gotta remove him. Even though if you take a step back and look at it objectively, it's like he's frozen and he's filming some sort of thing that's happening. It makes total sense for him to be there.
You just keep the cameras in the shot.
What do you think she is? Like just like a wax figurine?
I
assumed she
feel like
was
she's
real.
probably real, but I feel like it would
But
move.
look at the way she like. There's no way you can push a 140-pound person that.
Unless she's on a dolly. Unless she's
Oh
on
yeah,
some
somebody's
sort of
probably
like...
pulling it from underneath.
Oh, you think so?
It's putting hands on her hip and then somebody
When
just
do we
pulls.
see that rig though in the behind the scenes? Oh, is there a dolly rig?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there is a
there
whole
is.
rig. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah,
wow,
there's
I
the
didn't
whole
even
rig.
see that one first pass. That has to all be painted
Oh yeah,
out.
so she's a real person, you think?
Probably.
Yes.
Just very good at staying still.
Yeah, this is my kind of filmmaking. I love the practical, like seeing that there's actually not much change between the two.
Have you done any Frozen Time videos?
We've, it's been a while.
All right, Zach, looks like got a checkmate. Not sure about that.
So we did this video with Hikaru. This is our closest thing to a Frozen in time lately. We did this a few months ago.
Look out!
Whoa!
It's funny, there's a lot of things like you'll never know, like the ball in the background, the spike ball is frozen with a rope or something.
Did you actually play chess with him?
No, but he was really particular on obviously his fans. And it's funny in the comments, they do look at like what game you're playing, and the moves. We learned each, there's 8 moves or something we each do here. The board is set up how a real game would be. But
Okay.
No, I didn't play him chess. Honestly, I'm not very good at chess.
Yeah. So obviously the big thing here is the giant Frisbee. That's real-ish?
100% real, yeah, totally.
So just you have a bunch of crew guys like running it over and just slamming it into your
Basically, yeah. Yep.
Oh, I saw a jump cut there, okay.
But yeah, no, maybe it's time for another big freeze thing. That would be cool.
I just stopped time to see if you're taking the time to take care of your mental health, which you can do with today's sponsor, Betterhelp. I've used Betterhelp for about 1.5 years, and it's been great. It's really helped me to identify and manage my anxiety, but I put off going to therapy for a while because it's just honestly such a pain to go the traditional therapy route. There's so many steps and it can get so complicated and overwhelming. So I tried Betterhelp, and you know what? It was really, really simple, and I was able to get started with therapy pretty quickly. First, you go to their site. You can use our link, betterhelp.com/corridorcrew. You answer a few questions, and they link you up with a licensed professional who is trained to listen and give you helpful, unbiased advice. And what's nice is you can do everything on your phone or computer. You can talk to your therapist in text chats, on phone calls, in video chats, really whatever works best for you. Once you get everything set up, you'll get matched with a therapist, usually within 48 hours, so you can get started fast. So if you want to give therapy a shot, go to betterhelp.com/corridorcrew and enjoy a special discount on your first month. Now back to React.
I thought it might be worth looking at a couple of the other very talented visual effects creators that are out there.
Oh yeah,
Kind of getting some of your thoughts.
Sophion comes to mind. He's a great VFX artist. I mean, the dude pumps out so many tricks. You know what's funny? I think those are 3D. The Vision,
headset?
the Vision Pro.
Oh, he doesn't actually, you think it's just a fake Vision Pro?
Honestly, I kind of thought so too. I thought it was gonna be cake.
Wow, that's cool.
Jeez. Man, what a flex.
Oh, it was fake.
It was, wow.
Wow.
Whoa! Plant it, whoa.
It's a nice 3D animation.
Dang!
Interactions like that aren't
Tristan.
easy.
No.
With your hands and on the CG thing. I bet he had like some sort of green item given to him or something.
It's like you have these dudes all across the world. They have access to this free software called Blender, a huge wealth of tutorials and knowledge just online, and they just practice with it over the course of years and get really good with it.
Yeah, he just did the cave troll.
He's got a cave.
Whoa. Where is this guy? Is he in India?
Yeah, he's in India.
Wow, this is cool. What a clever way to use your phone. But he's, I imagine, got a whole like business and career doing this now.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Alan comes to mind. Yep, there
Alan
we
comes
go.
to mind.
But he actually works with you, right?
Yeah, I mean, he also does his own thing too. Okay, so have you've seen the famous one, right?
Spider-Man is cleared for take.
Oh, the Spider-Man.
Dude, the freaking Spider. I thought that was real.
Yeah, he did such a good job. He fooled like so many people.
Yeah. It just, the movement was so good. Like the stiffness when like Spider-Man hit the wall.
Yep.
And like I could believe that something like this would happen because it did actually happen.
Yes.
Shortly
Actually,
after Alan made this video, that actually happened.
Yeah.
The Spider-Man malfunctioned.
The thing that sold it for me was the sound design. Just that loud clank of hitting the wall and falling down. I was just like, wow, that really happened. That was real. And so then I had to be the one who was embarrassed, like, oh, I didn't catch it. I now understand what everyone who was fooled by our Boss Town Dynamics series feels like.
What's also crazy is he's only done VFX for like 3 years now. Isn't that great? Like he just recently learned and surpassed all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's talent.
One of the ones that he did for us, actually, he did a really fun job with these spiders and stuff, but like,
oh wow,
he roto animated all of these guys, and it's sometimes risky. Even that's why one of the reasons we don't put a lot of 3D in our work is because you can just tell right away. It's like a dead giveaway, and for us, it ruins the illusion usually. So to do it well is, I think, hard.
This is Jalix Rosa.
Whoa.
It's like the equivalent of like, I want to make stuff look super cool, but I'm by myself in my apartment. He just puts everything together.
Yeah, what? Where is he shooting this?
I think in his bedroom.
In his bedroom.
Get out.
Yeah.
This is super high level work, which means it takes a tremendous amount of time. So he even
He's
puts it
by
in his
himself?
marketing. Yeah, he's like, it took me 100 days to do this, which I'm like, that's still fast.
Whoa.
Dang.
That was a crazy transition.
He records himself in video and basically replaces the entire thing with CGI. Basically the modern VFX workflow these days.
Yeah, there's so much talent out there. That's really inspiring, actually.
Zach, you've been around on YouTube for a really long time. We've been around on YouTube for a long time. What advice would you have to somebody to have longevity on a platform like this? How do you manage to be present, always making new things, not losing inspiration, not losing momentum, not burning out?
The burnout's tough. That took many years to figure out, because even with regular film commercial production, you end up doing 12-hour, 14-hour days. It could be on a weekend. So it's like, I think the moment that it starts to become monotonous or not fun is the moment too that I would like pivot. And you know, I'm working on early drafts of a feature film, and that's like the exciting thing, to be, you know, on the side of what we already do. But yeah, no, this is a good time to announce that, like every other YouTuber, I'm quitting. My goodbye.
Yep.
That's the title and thumbnail of this.